Hey, boys and girls. This is JaRyCu, and welcome to episode 3 of JaRyCu Does Botania. So, in our last episode last week, I know it's been about a week, but here in America we had Thanksgiving, it's a big family thing, and then had to go back to work and make up for time off and blah, 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 blah. That's enough boring stories. So, today's a good day to get episode 3 up and going. Let's get it going. First thing I've realized is, I haven't said thank you yet, I don't believe. We've had a few people come out and watch the episodes, and it seems like nobody's complaining about them. So that's a good thing. Hadn't had a ton of comments, but we're going to see if we can generate some. So I'll say this right now instead of the end of the episode. If you like it, hit the like button. If you love it, hit the share button. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let everybody know all about it. And subscribing just lets me know there are people out there stumbling across this who haven't seen me before and kind of like what I'm doing. Number 2 thing that I realized, you see these little tools down here that I'm cycling through? They have more things that they do. I didn't even tell you about them last time. So let's look at the book and just kind of make mention of them. Let's see. They are, come on, JaRyCu. Let's just do this. Man of Steel equipment. Here we go. Okay. Okay, the pickaxe, this guy right here, it'll place a torch from anywhere in your inventory. Now, from like 110 up, that's not quite as useful because you have the extra slot, but I've come across a decent amount of people who don't like to use that for some reason, or they want to keep food in it. So all you have to do is have torches in your inventory, and the pickaxe will place it with a right click. Kind of nifty, right? The second thing, the axe will do the same thing for saplings. So if you have a bunch of saplings in there and you want to replant as you go, just have your axe, chop down some trees, right click, right click, right click, and you've got a bunch of saplings down. The shovel will act as a hoe. That's why there's no Man of Steel hoe. It's kind of nifty. And then the shears, they actually will trigger a tripwire where iron shears do not. And then it just shows you the recipes through here. But we've already seen all that. We went through all that. And I don't believe this tells you the bonuses on the armor, but we did look at that, I believe. Oh, wrong button. You got to type from this screen. Yeah, I don't think it tells you in here. Let's try one more look and see. So if I wanted a Terra Steel, I believe Terra Steel. No, it doesn't even tell you. Okay, so nowhere in the book does it tell you about that. But I did want to go back and hit that to make sure you were aware that it's more than just unlimited durability based on your mana. So we're almost out of mana. Where we had a decent amount in here last time, it takes a while to use that mana up. I've actually spent about 3 hours in this world, maybe 4 even since the last video, preparing for this episode. I've gone through 2 more rounds, not just 8 flowers, but 16 flowers total. Get more mana so we can be ready for it. Made some more living wood and living rock. Done a lot more caving. And I've even been to the Nether. Trying to get all the stuff up that I'm going to need for this episode. And I hope I have enough stuff. I'm not completely sure. I think I am. But I'm not completely sure I've got enough stuff yet. So we're about to find out. So what we're going to work on this time is we're going to be making runes. And runes are pretty nifty things. Let's see if I can find them in here. Are y'all in here? Oh. I can't remember where in here they are, to be honest with you. I never really look at them through here. Runic altar, that's where they are. Okay. So the runic altar is the first thing we need to make. And the runic altar is pretty simple. All you need is 5 pieces of living rock and a mana pearl. Well, we've got all that. Except for the mana pearl. Or mana diamond, it can be either one. So let's go through and get that. Let's make us one of these. And let's go craft this together real quick. I didn't prep the little table this time like I did the last time for this because most of the things we're going to make are going to be made on this. We need another one of the mana spreaders. I had to add a second chest in here, so I buried it under the first one. One of those. Unicolor petal. You see, I even prepped up a bunch of by doing the bone mill replication like I showed you in the last episode. We'll get the wood there. Perfect. Got that backwards, like I always do. Okay. So let's hope we have enough mana for this. Again, I'm not completely certain. Oh, wrong thing. That's what I wanted. So this, if this is sitting in front of a mana pool, whatever, it just has to be touching it like that one is there. It can face any direction away from it it wants to. You can face that away or that away or that away, it doesn't matter. But it will draw mana from there and shoot it back out, which will come in handy here. So when you drop that down, and I didn't grab my wand, which reminds me, we didn't start off the episode in the right way. Remember our little potato buddy? He is now named. That's right, he is named of the goats. That evil, evil, evil guy. Look how happily he hops around. And we've even managed to do bad things to him. He's now forced to hold our book and our wand. And all we have to do is right click to get it back from us, and he thinks he's doing us the favor. He's pretty easy and pretty gullible, you know. We can give it back to him if we want to. We can pick our book back up. Most importantly, we can whack him a time or two, because you always got to whack the goat. All right. Got that back. I do have 2 copies of the book. Bad things happened when I was doing prep for the episode and ended up with 2 copies of it. Don't ask. I don't want to know. I'm not really sure what happened there. All right, now to make the runes that we need, there are different categories of rune. You have your basic runes, which are these 4 here: water, fire, earth, and air. And like I said, they're basics. Then you have more complicated ones: spring, summer, autumn, winter. Then you have really complicated, and there's a group of 7 of these: mana, lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. And each one of these is used for different things. They're basically more crafting ingredients, but you don't get those from a crafting table. Now you notice I've got my inventory set up here, right? This is not all random hodgepodge. Each line here, not row across, but each column up and down is 1 rune, except for this one, because we have to make the runes here to get the runes I need for this. So a rune of air is a fishing rod, bone meal, sugar cane, and then something called mana steel, which we've already seen, and mana powder, which can be made from glowstone, redstone, gunpowder, sugar, any powder. You can grind up the flower petals into powder. Come on, computer. With what's called a pestle and mortar. You just take a stick, a bowl, and a block of wood, and it makes one of these up, and then you use that, just put a petal, a flower, or whatever in there, and it gives you floral powder. You can also use that. So let's go ahead and drop these in here. Bam. Bam. Okay. Now we have that. Now we're gonna make these runes in order. Later in the series, I'm going to show you how to automate this. It's really simple to do. But we're not at a point where we can do that yet. We need more advanced stuff first. So all you do is you just chunk the stuff you need out. And once you have the right things in there, as long as you're holding the wand, see I'm holding the wand, it shows you in the middle everything you're making. When that red X over the arrow just to the right of the center turns to a green check mark, that means it's ready. So when that happens, you need a piece of living rock. Just throw it on there, right click, bam. Now we got some runes. Each recipe makes 2 runes as long as you're playing with default Botania recipes. So let's go and make these other 3 real quick. Perfect. I had too many gunpowder because I was out trying to get Enderman last night, because there's one more thing I want to make, and I need 1 more Ender Pearl, and I ended up killing a few creepers with it. Perfect. Did I miss? What did I miss? Mushroom. Oh. There we go. I missed the stone. That's what I missed. Let's sleep really quick because this area gets infested with monsters. I think it's the next episode. We're going to do episode number 4. I'm going to show you to make flowers that keep the monsters away. That way you can be out there at night and not worry about it. It's one of my favorite flowers in the game. Perfect. And same thing with spiders. I was killing those too. And you can right-click the stone onto it. And then you can set up a clock. You can put, what do you call it, a dispenser under this facing up with the wand in it. There's our runes, by the way. You can put a dispenser under this with the wand facing up and just put a pressure plate or something here so it automatically activates the dispenser. And when it's ready, you can just run across it. You can set up a redstone clock so it clicks it once every second or once every tick, however fast you want it to be, if you don't want to stand there and have to click with your wand. I don't personally mind it at this point in the game, and like I said, we will automate this later. Still got a lot of mana left too. Okay, now the next one we need is going to be the Rune of Spring, which remember we use these to combine. We need all 3 of these, one of these, one of these, one of those. So that's going to make the pink rune. Now this one takes a lot more mana because it's a more advanced rune. I love the animations on this too. They did such a good job on this. Almost there. And when you're making more advanced runes, you get your original runes back so you're not losing anything. It's kind of nifty. Alright, so we have all this now. We have all these guys. And we're getting there. We're almost there. Now you remember I showed you an episode or 2 ago when we made the lawnmower horn, the horn of the wild? And I had this recipe set up here. We were going to make a drum, right? Well, we're still going to make the drum. And now we need to make, let's see here. What's next on my list? We need to get a couple more flower petals, which we've got right here. We're going to need green ones. It took me 20 minutes just to find the green flower, and it was another 1,000 blocks away or so. Purple, lime. Now, I only need 1 of each, but obviously the recipe gives you 2 when you convert them over. And I don't think I've got the room in there yet. So we're just going to keep the 2. We need what's called a redstone root. And we need the rune of the spring. So we've got that. See, you can tell I did a lot of mining. I mean, look at all the redstone and lapis we have now. The redstone root's pretty simple. It's just redstone and grass you get with shears. Nothing to that, right, guys? We need 1 grass seed. And since we're making a flower, we just go back over here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam! Now we have a Jaded Amaranthus, and we got the achievement, an ecstatic. I've never known how to pronounce this one. I always call it vivace. But basically we made a functional flower. Now this flower is going to be the first really cool flower you've seen. Because I don't really count these as really cool. They don't do that much. Let's take a look at it. Let's do it over here away from the mana because I just want to show you the range on it first. Do I have... Oh, I think I lost my eyepiece. Let's look at that recipe real quick. 3 nuggets, glass, and steel. Let's make another one of those. Yeah, when I died, it was not very good. I'm not even going to tell you how it happened. It was just not very good at all. But I lost my monocle. I need those. Some more glass. Yes. Okay, let's go make this up real quick. And once I get some more ender pearls, there's something else we're going to make so we don't keep running for a crafting table. Now we can see this. Now this is important here. You need to know the range of your flower. You notice, it's kind of hard to see. This guy right here is the outer edge. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically this covers an entire farm field if you do the water block in the very middle of it, which is important to know. So let's show you why. I'm probably going to need to put some dirt across here. Yeah. So let me pause the video. Let me dart this over. I started doing it the other day, put torches down. I just forgot to finish it before the episode. So let me pause this. And actually, no, you know what? Let's just do this over here. I shouldn't have made my horn yet. Or I shouldn't have made the drum yet. I should have waited for that. So you have to be within a certain range of the mana. 2, 3, 4. And I can't remember the range is the only catch. So let's just throw this here and see if it's close enough. Yep, that is close enough. And what it's going to do here is it's going to fill in every block around it, so all 80 blocks, with random Botania flowers. That's why I had to go and clear the grass out. And the only thing that will stop it, there's 2 conditions that stop it. 1, it runs out of mana. Needs mana to run. 2, all 80 blocks are full. This is the most useful thing in the game. As long as you can find enough stuff to make the minimal setup we have now. So you need a little bit of mana, a mana spreader, a runic altar, and the 3 colors there we showed. Remember, there was the purple, lime, and dark green. Then you can make that, and you don't have to search the entire map just to find the other colors that you need, because this will make them. I've never had it fill up a field for me and not get all the colors at one time. And it'll keep going. Eventually it fills it up. Normally what I do is I'll take stone blocks or some kind of decorative block, and I'll go around it so I know exactly what the range is on the amaranthus. Let me see here. Let's see if we can make this. Sand, gunpowder, I believe we can. Alright, so. I don't remember if I had any sand, but that's easy enough to get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I made all my sand in the glass. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we live on the river. It's not like there's not sand around us. Sorry about that. Phone always rings with telemarketers at the wrong time. So this is where this magnet ring really comes in handy too, because now I can just hit everything down here. I don't have to worry about swimming down to get it. Okay. That. The rune of mana is going to be 5 more mana still. Oh, we need the mana pearl. That's what I needed it for. I forgot something. Okay, so I can't make that until we get Enderman. I'll show you the rest of the setup, because there's one flower I forgot to prep for, so let's see if we can make this. We need a rune of air, light gray, dark gray, and another redstone root. Yeah, this we can do. Get one more piece of redstone, another piece of grass, one of these. Don't need light grays in here. I believe that'll count. Let's find out. Rune of air. Now we're going to lose one of the runes this time, because we are not using it over in the altar, we're using it in the apothecary, and the apothecary is going to eat the rune. This to be like this. And which one am I missing? Oh, I need 2 of each. Ooh. Do we have any more of those gray ones? That's okay. That's why we made the Amaranthus. Because there's going to be a light gray one right there. And a white one too. Okay, we'll see if... I don't know if you can mix the mushrooms or not. Let's find out. Hup, you can. What do you know? Perfect. I'm going to sleep really quick. That mountain is right in the way of the sun. I didn't think about that when I built the house. Get a sip of coffee while I sleep. And, oh, I forgot one more thing. We need a chest. Give me you. And you. Perfect. You. I need you floating. I'm trying to remember how to do this. Because you can make different versions of the flowers. I know I need glowstone for this. Ah, I remember it now. Okay. Give me that white flower back. Alright, so if you don't like having torches all around, you can make glittering flowers that will actually act as lights. Okay, we'll throw the grass in to get a pasture seed. Pretty easy, right? Come back over to here, and you take... Let's see if I get this. Let's see if I get this right off memory. How do you do this? I want to make one of these. Oh, I got to do the glowing first. Okay. Need 2 glowstone for this. Okay, so now this is a glimmering flower. Now it's going to act as a light source. So now we want to make it float. Which was that away. And then we want to turn it into our hopper hawk. Because we need this hopper hawk floating around. Okay, so we're going to take... Where did you go? Here he is. We need the drum to be right there. Then I want this to be I think I'm just a hair too close. There we go. Then I want that right. Actually, I'm going to put that on the other side. I want this to be right here. Now, any inventory that a hopper hawk or a floating hopper hawk, in this case, is touching, will automatically be filled by the hopper hawk. And what the hopper hawk does, so that looks just like a hopper. It's a hopper plus a magnet all in one. Pretty nifty, right? What the setup here I did was, wow, let's try in English again. That was definitely not English. What the setup that we just created was, because I didn't explain this as I was doing it, I was kind of doing it off the top of my head and trying to make sure I got it right. So I apologize to you on that one. As soon as I can make this mana blaster, you know what it's called? Mana blaster. As soon as we can make this, which is not too hard at all. This is like a little mini ray gun. And what it does is it takes the mana from your ring or your tablet in your inventory, and it lets you shoot stuff with it. So if you shoot that drum, you remember how a while ago we held down the right click on the horn and it cleared off all the grass? Well, when we shoot that drum, it'll clear this entire area. It'll hit about 60% of the flowers here. So you'll need to fire 2 to 3 bursts into the drum to clear this entire field. The hopper hawk will pick up all the flowers and then throw them back into here. So for example, let's take the ring off. Let's see if it's, yep. So you go through and break everything you want to break. Now the Hopper Hawk does not need mana. What mana does for the Hopper Hawk is it increases the range that it can pick up stuff. That's why I moved it over here. I don't want it to be too close to the mana because I don't want it to get too much of a range. Because what happens is, this always happens to me because I'm dumb and I forget. I'll put it too close to the runic altar, and when I drop the living rock on it to make something, the Hopper Hawk picks up the living rock, and I can't figure out why it won't make. Yeah. By the way, here's all the flowers. We'll throw these in here too. I did pick up some of them by mistake. That's pretty nifty, right? So now we have automated flowers. Not too shabby. I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I appreciate y'all coming back for episode number 3. That's all I have notes on here for. I made sure to show you the tools. We made a runic altar, made the drum of the wild, the Jaded Amaranthus, and we made all the runes plus the rune of spring. So I think that's a pretty good place to call it an episode. What do you think? The next episode, I'm going to see about killing Endermen in between episodes, because we got to make that blaster. Now, you don't have to have the blaster. What you can do is you can turn this into a pulse mana spreader. And then I can aim it over here at this. You know what? Let's do that real quick, just to show you an alternate way of doing this. I like doing the gun, but this way is just as valid. I just like the gun because it's like a ray gun. Now it's a pulse mana spreader, so now it's going to need some sort of redstone trigger to set it off. And I don't have any wood on me. What did I do with all the wood, JaRyCu? There we go. I just need a button. Okay, you remember how we talked about aiming things? So here's how this works. Let's put it on this side this time, because it's still attached to this. Let's see. Function bind. So we're going to bind this to that. So see how it's aimed over there? We'll put a button right there. And we know there's certain people watching this who love their buttons. So we're going to push some buttons. Watch this. Bam. Bam. Be careful, because I tend to play too much and I'll end up using up all my mana. You notice all the flowers got picked up without me moving, and they're all in here now. Even some grass. And there's 16 colors. We got all 16 right here. Not too shabby. And you can make this a lot more complicated if you want to. I chose to go very, very simply because I want everybody to be able to do it. But you can make this a lot more complicated. You can do this with other mods if you like. I've seen people do XNet wiring, where they run the wiring from over here to over there. I've seen people do it with Ender.io the same way. You can do it pretty much any way you want to do it. But this, like I said in episode 1, we're going to do this the straight Botania plus vanilla way, with very limited mods to help us do some things. Yes, Goats, that's for you. Very limited mods. I didn't even add one this episode. You should be happy. But I think that's going to be it for the episode. Thank y'all for coming out, and I will see you in episode number 4.